To order the Seeing and Doing Teacher's Notes for the autumn term, price £1 10p. Pupils Language Book, price 95p. Pupils Writing Book, price 95p. Anthologies 1 and 2, price £3.95 each. And the Shape Up software, price £17.75. Please contact your local ITV company. Alternatively, send a cheque or postal order to Schools Publications Office, Thames Television, 149 Tottenham Court Road, London, W1P 9LL.
History is all about discovering the past. Some things are old, like this school. It began more than 100 years ago with one teacher and 38 pupils. As more children came to the school, extra classrooms were built. Today, the children are finding out about their school's history. A good place to start is to look closely at the buildings.
Right, children, I want you to have a look at the school and tell me what you can see.
Well, there's kind of post things holding the wall up.
Yes. Do you know the right name for them?
No.
They're called buttresses. What else can you see?
I can see the windows look a bit like little houses at the top.
Yes, they're called dormer windows. What about the bricks?
Well, they kind of change pattern. They go orange, grey, and they're a bit chipped because their building's quite old.
What about this line of bricks down the roof? Got any ideas about that?
Well, I reckon that half must have been built first.
What can you see above the porch?
Chimney.
Why did they have a chimney, Susie?
Because in the olden days they used to have fires, but they don't anymore.
Right, let's walk over here and have a look at this part of the school. Do you think the school is old, or very old, or new?
Well, there's plastic guttering and everything looks quite new.
Can anybody see a clue which tells us exactly when this part of the school was built?
1970.
1970? Where can you see that, Stefana?
Over there.
How else can we find out about the school? Sally.
We can ask people about the school.
Jonathan.
Mums and dads.
Emma.
Mrs. Froome.
Who is Mrs. Froome?
She's my great-great-aunt Winnie.
And what did she used to do at the school?
She used to teach here.
Open the door then, Jonathan.
It's a long time since Mrs. Froome last saw the school.
Good morning.
She'll have a lot of information for the children about her school days.
Well, they've got lots of questions to ask you, Mrs. Froome.
When was the last time you came into the school and taught?
1947.
That's a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah, did you come here as a child?
Yes, I did.
Has the school changed a lot?
I'm sure it has. The outside's different. There's an extra classroom at the bottom I can see. I'm going inside to see what it looks like. Oh, my goodness, hasn't it changed? We didn't have any curtains, of course, and we had desks that the lids lift up. This room was divided into two. This end was my end, junior class, and that end was the headmaster's class. So I always shared the headmaster's room.
Come in.
Miss Phillips, the present headmistress, is another useful person to ask about the school's history.
And what have you come for? How can I help you?
We'd like to know a bit about a long time ago at this school.
Well, that's quite interesting. You see, you come in and you found me writing. And I'm writing in something called a logbook.
Is it a book which has got all the things which had happened?
Yes, that's quite right. It's a sort of diary, isn't it? Now, let's open it. And it starts in 1877. Oh, isn't that a long time ago? I, Elizabeth Mary Norton Collier, commence duties as mistress of Upper Basildon School. Scholars, do you know, that's you. You're scholars. Yes, they didn't say pupils, they said scholars. Scholars, 38 in number. In the same year, 1877, September the 10th, reopened school. Harvest not finished. Children employed in gleaning. Gleaning. I don't expect that's anything you've ever done.
Is it when the children, after they had harvested, the children had to go out and pick up all the bits which they had left?
That's right, yes. Very important to them because it helped out with their food. Now, all these things, of course, are written records. Can you think of any other way in which we might find out some information about the past?
Old photographs.
That's right. Would you like to get them over for me, please? How did you know they were old?
Because they're black and white, and also they've got old clothes on.
They've got very old clothes on, yes, but I have my doubts whether you would call that black. Would you call that black, Carly?
No.
What would you call it?
Brownie.
Brownie colour, yes. It's called sepia, and it's a brownie colour. And that's how the old photos look. What can you see in them that's different?
They've got boots on. They've got pinafores on, white pinafores.
Well, they're wearing sort of black shirts with white buttons and white collars. They don't have ties like we have now.
They don't look very happy either.
Hurry, boys!
The children visit a Victorian schoolroom to find out what it may have been like to be a child at school 100 years ago. It's a bit like acting in a play. They dress up in old-fashioned costumes and play the parts of Victorian children at school.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Be seated.
They soon discover that the teacher is very strict.
The register. Jack Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
Thomas Flint.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are your manners, boys? Stand when you speak to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Albert Morris.
Albert's got typhoid, ma'am.
Oh, dear.
Many children had serious illnesses in the past.
Edith Baker.
Edith's got to stay at home because her mother's ill and all the little ones need looking after.
Even young children were often kept off school to help at home.
Ems. Lisa Ems not here today? Mary Fuller.
Yes, ma'am.
Flora Stainton.
Yes, ma'am.
Florence Wilson. Hand inspection, children. Turn. Turn.
What is the meaning of this child? Fancy coming to school with hands in that appalling state. What would your mamma and dada say? When you get home, you must get some hot water and soap and scrub them hard. And don't come to school with hands that look like that again.
Sit up, children. Put your hands behind your backs. For tables practice this morning, we're going to say the 4 times table. 1's 4 is 4, 2 4's are 8, 3 4's are 12, 4 4's are 16, 5 4's are 20, 6 4's are 20.
Tables were chanted out loud every day. Children had to learn many things off by heart, as there were few books then.
11 4's are 44, 12 4's are 48. 5 4's.
20, ma'am.
7 4's.
29, ma'am.
Polly, you are a dunce. Come out to the front and wear the dunce's cap. Fancy a great big girl like you not knowing your 4 times table. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. What will your mamma say?
Every child dreaded being called the dunce.
The times we have said the 4 times table. Shocking. Stand. Take out your dinners. Lead on, girls. Shh.
Time to chat and play at last. There were no school dinners in Victorian times. Children brought their own food wrapped in a cloth.
Oh, yeah, I'm going now. Shall I have first? My hand? Yeah, I'll have my hand spread. I love my hand spread.
Their meal was simple, a hunk of bread with cheese or meat such as chicken. And an apple. To drink, they carried water or cold tea in a tin can.
At lunchtime, there was the most appalling occurrence. Come here, Thomas Flint.
Children were punished quite severely in Victorian times.
Stand up straight. I believe this is your cricket ball.
Yes, ma'am.
You threw it through a schoolroom window, which broke. There is only one punishment suitable for you. Stand there.
But remember, everyone in this class today is acting.
Bend down.
The teacher pretends to cane Thomas. It gives us some idea of the sort of punishment then.
Now go and sit down. I will confiscate your ball. Would the monitors come here and give out the slates and slate pencils?
The children wrote out their lessons on slates with slate pencils. Older children would have used dip pens and ink.
Time and tide, wait for no man, hurry up. Just sit still, child, and stop fussing. Without talking. Children should be seen and not heard. Look at the board. You will see that we have some simple addition sums. Tens and units. You are to work neatly and accurately and quickly. You may begin.
These children have discovered many differences about school days then and now.
A little neater. Another careless mistake, child. 5 and 4 do not make 7.
By playing the parts of Victorian school children, they now know something about what life may have been like at their school 100 years ago. Do you think you would have liked going to school then?
The hymn we are going to sing is All Things Bright and Beautiful.